Hello there, and welcome to the shocking truth about State of Decay 2. I'm your host, Arky, and let's just get right into today's video. So throughout the current console generation, we have seen many games steal and bamboozle large amounts of money from fan bases through overreaching sales practices and gambling-like loot box features. And in some cases, companies show gamers a game that was simply not the product that the players ended up playing. For example, every Ubisoft game ever shown at E3. Throughout the entertainment industry, there hasn't been a worse time than now in modern times, where deceptive and downright vicious efforts have been made to squeeze every penny, nickel, and dime from the industry's consumer base. The state of gaming, especially toward the end of last year, showed a downward trend in consumer trust. Big multi-armed publishing companies put the industry into a downward spiral, taking the biggest names in pop culture and tainting them with bad business practices, and in some cases destroying the IP's underlying franchises. And throughout this generation, many highly anticipated games turned into games no one even remembers releasing. And with this type of industry trend, you'll find the corresponding pundits and industry media outlets start to demonize and over-criticize titles even if the underlying business and marketing behind the games are clean and transparent. This is because they are providing the discussion and coverage the viewership and audience expect in these days, where consumers' trust is so low. Today's climate in gaming doesn't reward positive discussion, like, hey, this title is awesome because insert blank, but tends to reward discussion like, hey, you should hate this title because insert blank. Now, there is always room for criticism, but when you take the very best of the industry and rope them in with the very worst, then the best practices become unseen, leaving companies to decide to fall in line with the worst practices, because the practices they should be praised for are underappreciated and overlooked altogether. And here is where the shocking truth about State of Decay 2 comes in. State of Decay 2 is not a sham. State of Decay 2 is not trying to steal your wallet. If anything, Undead Labs and Microsoft are giving you every reason to pay next to nothing to play this title. Like if you used Game Pass being one of the most consumer-friendly platforms ever to grace the gaming marketplace. State of Decay 2 is not one of these loot box, read all about it type of games. This is a game that in just about every way hits all the consumer-friendly check marks. And not only is this game easy on your wallets, but also provides a overwhelming price to gaming content ratio. And doing these things in the modern landscape of the games industry is almost extinct and practically laughed at by most AAA publishing firms. State of Decay as a franchise is known to have players sinking in hundreds of hours of gameplay, and the sequel is essentially every gameplay feature times 100 when compared to the first in the franchise. So what is so shocking is, for once we fans are actually receiving the product we were told we were receiving. And there is no, but there's loot boxes, or but there's this paywall, or hey guys, they downgraded or lied about this graphic or feature. For once, we are getting the game we thought we were buying. And not only that, State of Decay 2 will turn to be a game that made players very pleased, because it used the business practice of a developer and publisher that cares about the fans they are trying to sell their product to. There has been a few of these sorts of releases in the past, and the huge media outlets that try to be different by spreading overly critical and unnoteworthy previews will be the same outlets that come out with an apology letter when their previews turn to look hypocritical or completely misread the fans' wants and wishes for the title, and completely missing the mark just for a quick dollar. This will result in them completely losing any form of journalistic integrity, as if they have not already. So the moral of the story is, State of Decay 2 may shock you, so don't allow media previews to screw you or prevent you from getting into the game, even if it's just by getting it by going through the free trial of Game Pass just to try it out. Because truthfully, you can be the only person to decide what you like and what you think is good. People like to forget that many things in this life are subjective and do not come down to what I or any media outlet says. So when it comes to State of Decay 2, I'm positive we are getting not only an amazing and immersive experience, but we are also getting a clean and transparent purchase. We don't have to worry about the modern shortcomings every single game seems to have because of greed. And with all that said, let me know what you think about all this. And also, what game development studio or publisher do you think has done gamers justice in the past? Leave your comments down below. And also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. And also, if you liked this very heady episode, please leave a like to show your support. And with all that said, I love you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.